Okay, so I'm gonna write something that I wrote for my blog. I felt really inspired, just cried a lot. So here goes. He had mommy issues and I had daddy issues. We both had trauma. That's the story of most of our lives. We choose partners or fall into romantic relationships to heal the trauma that we had. But it doesn't mean you stop there. You keep healing and keep moving. You can't stop with the trauma that one guy had. So at the end, you heal to the point God brings your husband. The husband that will give you the love you didn't have, and he'll still be imperfect. But through it all, the process, you learn from each person what you need to learn. I learned today this guy saw his dad get arrested when he was 4. His mom left to another state when he was very young. And there was an insecurity of her never coming back. I was at the airport when I saw my dad for the last time for 10 years. Trauma. We all have some trauma. I was scared to love because loving meant giving all of me. Loving meant pouring out the love that was meant for a loving father, a person that should have been there for me, but he wasn't. So when I finally get a token of love, I pour out all of my heart. This heart that had all this love to give, but nowhere to go. A mom who yelled and accused, I couldn't show her love. It was scary to show love. The heart that wanted to love my dad, who I didn't grow up with, he was too far away and absent to show or receive love. And when I gave, I went bankrupt. People took all of me, not realizing that they were not giving anything of theirs. I forgave over and over because deep down, my mom loves me, even though she says we're not family at times. I forgave over and over, even when my dad continued to disappear, even when I flew 11 hours to see him. I forgave until my heart couldn't break anymore, and yet it continues to. It must be a miracle that I could cry this much. How is it possible that I can continue to cry when most people would go numb? I forgave when he stopped talking to me for 2 years after I visited him. When is it my turn to receive love? Why does it seem so easy for other people? When I receive love, I end up giving more and I'm left with nothing again. It feels like that, and then just more tears, more feelings of abandonment. Until I realize they don't all leave. People don't give up on each other. That's just the pattern I saw. People giving up, people walking away, people stop communicating, people avoiding each other. Every one of my family. So that's just something that I felt really inspired to write. Because sometimes you can look at your life, especially if you experience abandonment and you experience not growing up with parents. A blockage of love in my life. And I was like, God, like, how come I see these people experiencing love and, like, I am not feeling loved? You know, it's like always feeling isolated or always feeling alone. And I'm like, God, like, how do I achieve that? How do I, like, experience being embraced and being loved? And I realized one of the first things that I learned is that when you're going through a tough time, you don't isolate yourself. You don't try to do it alone. You ask for help. So that was one of the first things that God told me to do, is to reach out for help, ask for help, like ask someone to spend time with you, like tell them what you're going through, be vulnerable, cry, allow them to hug you, allow them to comfort you, allow people to be there for you. First and foremost, I know a lot of people that tell me, oh, I don't ask for help. You know, I just try to do it alone. Well, guess what? You are exactly pushing people away and refusing the love that is supposed to be there for you, right? So that's the first step that I learned, is like, if I'm going through a tough time, if I feel numb, if I can't vocalize how I feel, then I've got to spend time with people. And my heart was not accustomed to asking for help or even expressing myself like this vulnerably, like crying in front of other people. Like, no, I used to fix myself. And so, like, what I would do is I would fix myself. And some of us what we do is we watch porn, we masturbate, whatever, we go shopping, we have sex, we eat sweets, we binge eat, we watch Netflix, and like, yeah, sometimes what it takes is love. What it takes is relationship with people. And yeah, like, you need love to survive. And so the end of this blog, what I said, right? When is it my turn to receive love? I just want to say to you that, yeah, a lot of us victimize ourselves. We're the ones who are pushing love away. We're the ones that are not going through the hardship of confrontation and conflict. We run from conflict. We run from confrontation. We run when it gets hard. So my advice to you is don't run when it gets hard. Walk towards the confrontation. Walk towards the conflict. Like, if someone is hurt and if you're hurt, tell that person that you're hurt. If you're angry, tell that person that you're angry. Like, don't shy away from your true feelings. Let it be heard, let it be known. And that's the tough part of relationship, is not walking away when things get tough. See, I see so many guys tell me, oh, this girl was crazy. She was crazy. Oh my gosh, she was crazy. Guess what? Maybe you think that's crazy. Maybe she's being emotional, and that's triggering your emotions. So you're scared of the emotions that are being triggered, and you don't want to feel it. So what you do is you go cheat, or you find another girl, and the same thing happens. Oh, that girl is crazy. No, maybe it's, again, your feelings are being triggered. You're angry, but you don't know how to verbalize it. You don't know how to express it. So you don't want to say something wrong, so you suppress it, which is not good, because you should say how you feel. But it's learning how to deal with confrontation and conflict in a relationship. So what I've learned is, in the past, I've been very hurt by people, and instead of saying something to them directly, I would hide and avoid them. I would either unfriend them, block them, be like, you know what? They're toxic, so I'm just never going to talk to them again, instead of dealing with the hard emotions that come with conflict, with confrontation, with saying how you actually feel. Hey, what you said really hurt my feelings. And tell that person, be vulnerable. Like, so many of us, we want to be liked, so we become people pleasers, and we don't actually say what's on our mind. And it's just toxic, because it kills us inside. It kills our hearts. And it tells our hearts that we are not allowed to be truthful, that we are not allowed to have what we want. But what we really want is relationship that is vulnerable, relationship that is true and honest. We want to be loved for who we really are. We don't want to be loved for the fake self that we present to other people. And so, yeah, I just cried a bunch, and had a really, really, really good talk. And it's just breakthrough, and it's hard. It's really hard. Like, this healing stuff, it's really been tough, because I realize that, like, sometimes, especially through dating, it's when you date, that's when all this stuff comes out. It's not when you're alone. It's when you get into, like, vulnerable talks and communication with people, romantic relationships or friendships, where you're really dealing with these issues, these triggers that come out. And everyone has different issues, but, like, I realize, like, if you guys know what trauma bonding is, right? It's like when you're bonding over similar trauma and you're healing through it, right? So every person that you meet, essentially, in your life is a mirror of what you're going through. So you can either shy away from that healing, or you can walk towards that healing and say, you know what? Hey, I'm getting triggered. So this is why I'm pissed off, or this is what happened that is triggering me. And whatever, like, to say exactly what's on your mind. That's been really helpful to me. And just to say exactly what's going on in my mind instead of hiding it. So yeah, I hope that this video was helpful to you. Remember to subscribe to my blog, rebekkalien.com, as well as my YouTube channel. And if you'd like to donate to this ministry, you can do so on my website. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.